Today we are going to give a practical demonstration on soil sampling because soil sampling is a very important process of soil test based fertilizer recommendations. So we are taking care of farmers in this. We are not going to give demo with some of the sophisticated instruments. We are going to give it with very simple instrument which farmer has a spade and see you can see here what you need is a spade, a sieve, 2 mm sieve. If at all you don't have, you can give the sample as it is to the laboratory and that can be sieved there. You need a marker and plastic bag. That's it. These are the very minimum accessories what you need for soil sampling. Now the basics of soil sampling is you need one sample per 5000 square meter area, one sample per 0.5 hectare of area. Now you can see the crop is harvested over here. There are two types of crops. One are tree plantations or perennial crops which grows or which has a deep rooted system, and the one which has a shallow rooted system. Rice crop was grown here in Kharif, and after that one groundnut was sown. So what we'll do is, this is a shallow rooted crops, so we need to take soil samples from 15 centimeter or 15 to 20 centimeter depth. Had it been a cashew crop, had it been a coconut crop, mango crop, we should have collected up to 100 centimeter, up to 1 meter depth. So what we are going to do here is, we are going to take samples from 15 centimeter of land. Now the place of sampling is very important. We are not going to collect samples from the area which are manured. We'll just show you. For example, this is a manured area. From here we will not take any soil samples. We are not going to take soil samples from the fertilized area where we are putting fertilizers. We are not going to take the soil samples. We are not going to take the soil samples which are near the bunds. We are going to take the soil samples far away from the bunds. Below the tree, the waterlogged areas, manure pile areas, we are going to avoid the soil sampling from there. We are going to take soil samples from the representative area where the crop was cultivated, a sufficient time has given for fertilizer application and crop uptake. Now, how to divide a field into different areas? Because you cannot take soil sample from all the area and composite it. What you have to do is, you have to divide the field according to the crops. Now if it is a groundnut crop, you should take one sample from the groundnut area. Now you can see the cowpea crop over there. Once it is harvested, you should take another sample from the cowpea field. You can see brinjal over there, so you can not take the soil sample from that right now. So once it is harvested, we have to take the other soil sample. So based on crop, that is one factor. Based on slope, if it is a slopy land, you have to take different soil sample. If it is a level land, you have to take a different soil sample. If it is a waterlogged soil, you have to take different soil sample. If the color of soils are different, you have to take one sample for one color, one sample for one texture. So it is very important that you take different soil samples for different types of soil, different types of crops. Now what we are going to show you here is a V-shaped method of soil sampling. So we'll start with the practical demonstration. So this is an area where we are going to take soil samples. Now there are some groundnut leaves fall on the ground, then some farmyard manure over there. Before we take soil samples, we'll clean this area. We'll just scrap whatever material is there, and we'll not scrap deep. We'll scrap a bit of millimeter depth area we'll be scrapping, so that there is no leaves, there is no manure, there is no weed or nothing. Now once you scrap this area, what we have to do is, we have to make a V-shaped pit in the soil. Now he is making a V-shaped pit in the soil. You can see the soils are moist. And once you dig out the pit, whatever material is there inside, you have to take it out. You ensure that all the two sides of this V-shaped notch or V-shaped pit are clear and smooth. We'll just show you that whether it is 15 centimeter or not. It is not necessarily all the time 15 centimeter, because farmers may have or may not have ruler and all. So but you can see here, if you take, here is 15 centimeter, so it is approximately 15 centimeter. So now there are two sides of this V-shaped notch, and this is a field moist soil. So it is better to take the moist soil sample. You can see also the root growth over here. So from the soil samples we have to take out whatever leaf portion or debris are there. Now from these portion what we are going to do is we are going to take or scrap 2.5 centimeter of soil. So this much area soil we are going to scrap from either one side or from the both the sides. So this will be our whatever collected up to 15 centimeter depth. This will be our soil samples. Now he will be scrapping that. It is better that if you scrap from both the sides. Now whatever soils we have collected, since these are the laterite soils and it contains lot of this stones and all, we'll sieve this soil sample before we do that. Otherwise if the soils are fine, we don't have to sieve that. Now we will be sieving it with 2 millimeter sieve, and after this we'll quarter this. So whatever soil sample we are getting now here is, it is 2 millimeter sieved soil sample. This is moist soil sample. What you can do is, there are two types of soil analysis. One is analysis for chemical properties. When we collect soil samples, we are analyzing it for pH, EC, nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium and organic carbon. So we have to dry this soil sample in shade. I repeat that we have to dry this soil sample in shade for estimation of pH, EC, organic carbon, nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium. These are the general parameters which are analyzed in most of the laboratories. Indian soils are deficient in sulfur, zinc, boron. Most of the fields are deficient in that one. So we can go for testing of that one based on the availability in the soil testing laboratories available countrywide. But if your target is not to analyze chemical parameters, if your target is to analyze the biological parameters, so what you can do is you have to take the field moist soil sample. Thus, you can divide this sample into two, one for biological activity, one for soil chemical properties. But we'll do this for soil chemical properties since it is for farmers. So now you can see it is a 2 millimeter sieved soil sample and it is up to 15 centimeter depth. After this, what we have to do is we have to prepare or spread this soil sample in a circular fashion. Okay, once you spread this, what you have to do is, this is a complete circle now. So this method is called as quartering, where we have to divide this in 4 quarters. So when you form a circle, you have to make quarters of this. And what you do is, you will remove these soil samples from the opposite quarters. The same way you are going to remove from here. So now our target is to collect 500 gram of soil sample. So it will be approximately or less than that 500 grams of soil sample. If it is not, or if we have more soil sample, what we will do is, by this quartering method, we will reduce this to 500 grams of soil sample. So this will be our soil sample for estimation of the different parameters. What you would do now is, you have to properly label this. So what are the labels that you need to do is, the date is very important, the cropping history, what crop was grown, what is the depth of soil sample and how much millimeter you have seed, or your name or your address, so that the soil testing laboratory officials can know where from the sample has come and what crop it is, so what crop you are growing, so they can recommend the fertilizer next year based on the history of the crops whatever are there. So this is all about soil sampling in short with V-shaped method.